Okay, hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do SQL injections, and I'm going to be basing it on a challenge by security override. As you can see, I've already logged in and we've got a test site, which is the basic 12 challenge in case you're wondering. As you can also see, there's a parameter called ID. Now, let's just see what happens if we change that perhaps. Not much. It's pretty much blind SQL injection. But if we change the ID, you can see that we get different people. So, seeing as we can't do that, let's try first finding out if we can do an order by. Order by will basically allow us to see how many columns are in the current database. Notice that I haven't actually really checked the SQL injection. I already know that it's there. If you wanted to, you could go through the whole entire process of doing it, but it's sometimes better to just go ahead. It really depends, but in reality, you would probably check it first. So I did an order by 4 to see if there's 4 or more columns. So yes, there is 4 or more columns currently in this database that this program is trying to access. So I'll increase it to 5, and we'll see we get a warning. This means that because we already tried 4 and got an error on 5, there must be 4 columns in the database. Now I want to see which one's actually displayed on the current page. So I'll select 1, 2, 3, and 4 from information schema.tables, and then I'll add this tag to the end. These basically comment out the rest of the code. Information schema is basically this big database of information about the current database. So it basically holds all of the columns, all of the tables, pretty much all of the data about the current database, and then we want to look at all of the tables that it's currently holding. So we're going to select all of these columns that it's currently trying to access from here. And if you'll see in a second, whoops. Whoops, what I actually want to do is I want to trigger an error first, so yeah, what I want to do is I want to trigger an error so that this returns no results. Then what I actually want to do, sorry, forget about what I said before, this is what I actually want to do. I want to do a union with this, so combine the results of this, which will return nothing, with everything that I select. So all of these columns that it's trying to select from these tables. Okay, so we see it displays 2, 3, and 4. Now, I went ahead and already tested all of these, and I found out that 2 is the one that actually displays it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pretty much just put this in. I don't think I actually need that. This is what I actually need. I am really out of it today. Table name. So this will go ahead and look at all of the current table names that this database has. That didn't work out the way I expected. So there we go. Okay. So yeah, I do that. Okay, so select table name from information. Open table name 3456 and table skills. So this basically goes ahead and looks at all of the tables, and since we know that number 2 is being displayed, we want to get the current table names that this database has. So it has character sets as a table, it has correlations as a table, correlation character set applicability as a table, blah blah blah, and then we see an interesting one, users. Okay, so we want to select one, users, from information. Actually, we want to select column name. So we want to see all the columns from this where basically the table name is equal to users, and then comment out the rest of the code. Okay, so under the table of users, we see that there's two columns, user and password. So what I want to do is now I want to find out the password. So I'll go ahead and put in the password. But this time around, we don't want it from information to come out of tables. We actually want it from the users table. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll see that there's two passwords, both of which are the same. So we'll go and make note of that. Just go ahead and whoops, copy that. And now we want to check the actual user that corresponds to this. And we'll see it's admin. So we already know that this is the admin. Go ahead and paste in the password. Congratulations, you have completed the challenge. Okay, so that's basically a fairly typical blind SQL injection. And really, it's all about doing this union or select. Now, the fact is actually, sorry, I take that back. This is a fairly typical SQL injection. In a blind SQL injection, you wouldn't be able to see all this information. The only reason this is possible is because the information is actually displayed out onto the screen when error occurs. If we're a blind SQL injection, the information would not be displayed onto the screen, and what you would instead have to do is something similar to this. So you do -1 or 1 equals 1 to check for true case, or equal to like -11 for false case. So actually, if I did that, see, it comes up as being true, and I'm able to see all the users. Whereas if I check if it's a false case, you see I don't get anything. So in that way, I'm able to check for true and false. However, if it were a blind SQL injection, you might see something like, say, the image on the page doesn't appear correctly if it's a false case, and if it's a true case, it does appear correctly. So you have to look for like those subtle little changes that occur. That's pretty much all. I'm gonna continue typing up the rest of this. If you need any help on this, just send me a PM or ask one of the guys on the forum. I'm really not too sure which one will have the answer to your question, but I'm sure all of them will be willing to help you out. Thank you for watching and have a good day.